Well, hello. Welcome to part 2 of the sew along, or sew with me, upcycle jeans to vest. So at the end of part 1, we had got to the stage where we pressed it and we got it all completed, aside from a little bit of edging. So if you're following along and sewing along with, then I hope you're having a lot of fun. First of all, because it is a blast. It's great fun. For me, the best part is this part we're about to start now and do today, which is the embellishment. So we put our personal stamp on the garment. So you can see with my first one, I've got a flower on it. I've got a red button, and on the back I've got a doily that is like a flower. So that's my signature. And I think I also got a little bit of bling just along the bottom of the pocket. So please stay with me, see how it goes, stay to the end to see the final reveal. And it's a work in progress, I tell you. It's fun, but it's quite challenging at times. Okay, so all the final details have happened in regards to the finishing off, and it's been pressed, and the darts are actually sitting flatter now. The armholes look lovely and neat. I've just done the 3/8 of a seam allowance all the way around. It's actually worked out quite even. That's just pinked there. So and then this has got no shaping in the back, so it kind of hangs. I think that's fine, because remembering it might have a jumper underneath. It won't just be a t-shirt. So now it's time to do the embellishment. So let's just imagine that we've got it closed here, because I have to decide about the closure yet. Ribbons or something maybe. We'll see. Especially with this here, we might end up with a hole there, like a deliberate gap there with the closure. Anyway, so I've got some ideas. One moment, please. Now, I've got lots of ideas. So a lot of them are ties. So I'm just going to drape a lot of stuff on the garment and just see what looks right. So we could put pink tie, do something with the tie here. Not convinced about the pink. I've got a different pink. If you haven't guessed, I collect ties because I quite often put a tie on something. I don't mind that because I love brown and pink together. I think that looks lovely. So I'll just think about that one. So that's a maybe. Then I've got this one, dark blue with pink. Again, it's blue and pink, which I like. I think the pink gets a bit lost in there, so I think that one's out. Then I've got this one, which is kind of white diamonds with navy blue, dark blue, and it's very shiny. I really like that. The camera's not doing it justice. It's really jumping out and quite shiny. So now I have a bit of a dilemma of what to do. So I'm gonna also get my box of embellishments and trimmings. So I've got all sorts of trimmings and lace and all sorts of things in there, and then I've got another box. And these are all things I've collected over the years and years, so much so that the box even faded. That used to be orange. Embellishments. So you can see I've done this a bit. So it depends if I want to make it feminine or not. I've got some beautiful pieces of lace. So let's just put that there to the side for a minute. Let's put that lace on there. I probably wouldn't put the whole piece. I'm not sure. I love that, and I'm just looking for a chance to use it. I've got white. Actually, you know what? I've just had a brainstorm. Let's get rid of that one and put this pink there. Now that looks pretty with that embellishment. And maybe the tie would go, I don't know, around the edge or something, with just a piece of this somewhere. Maybe not all of it, just something. I've got this white as well, but I think that's a bit stark. This is speaking to me at the moment. I've got this other piece of pretty pink lace as well, but it's a bit lacy. I wondered that might end up on a handbag or something. Or, now we've got the back, remember? So we might put something on the back. Now, less is more. Less is more with these things. Sometimes you're better to have a bit less because it looks a bit tacky otherwise. Sometimes, not all the time. Oh man, I've got this feathery stuff. I mean, it's not feathery. It's not feathers, sorry. It's actually ribbon. Can you see that? It's ribbon that's made into flowers. I think it looks like a boa though. I'm not sure. Oh, there you go. If it's laid out flat, it's a bit better. So that's another option. But I don't know how I would drape it. Maybe across. Anyway, that's something. That's a possibility, that one. So, going back to the pinks. I found that pink, but that's the wrong pink. So that doesn't go with that tie. I think I've settled on this tie. I was going for the blue and white little tiny diamonds, but I like this. So I'm leaning towards that and that at the moment. And see what else I've got here. So you can see that's the sort of process I go through. I just put it on there, see how it feels and see if I like it. Oh, this is the other thing I wanted to do. I've got this amazing button. Paid a lot of money for this. I bought two. It cost me a fortune. Oh, I don't know, something ridiculous like $10 for one button. I can't remember now. It was years ago. And I've been waiting for something to use it with, something awesome. So this could be a good closure. But I don't know if it's going to look funny. Because that looks like wood. I'm not sure how that would go. So I'll have to just sit with that idea. Right, so leave it with me and I'll finish it off and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so I'm pretty convinced that this is what I'm going to do. I've slept on it and had a think about what I want it to look like. So I've got an up close view here. So I'm going to put these pleats with this cool tie, and yet to be decided 100%, but I'm thinking of doing this across the back and then have it come out down the bottom. So I'm still cogitating what to do, whether to finish it at the shoulder and then just have something over here, maybe that button or something like that if I could find it. Oh, here it is. Maybe that button. Oops, sorry. Or I'm still thinking about the button as the closure. So, yeah, that's where I'm up to. So I'm about to make the big decision about the embellishment and crack on. Okay, that's sewn on and I've understitched just by hand because where I took out that stuff out of the middle, it had all sort of laying, it was flapping. So I've just stitched that down. I'm happy with that. The more I try, the more I cannot get that button to sit right. So I think this is out, unless I put it over the top. Somehow it's not working for me. So if it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. That's my system that I have and my message to myself. So now I've got to go back to the drawing board with my embellishment box and we'll see what sits right. Okay, got a couple of ideas. Now, first of all, what do I do about the rest of this tie? Do I just cut it off and finish it there and then just neaten this up, maybe with bias binding or something? Do I follow it around in a way that sits nicely there and turn it over like this and do that all the way down? There's enough fabric for that, and then it could just hang. I just don't know if it's too much. It could be too much like that. Yeah, not sure. It just feels a bit busy, a bit too much. So, all right, well, that's my decision. I'm not bringing it to the front. Decided that much. Okay, so do I just follow that line there? I could follow that line and then bring it down and follow that line. Like that, if I wanted to. Or just bring it over and have it hanging at the back, something different. Oh, I'm not sure what to do with it. I'm still stuck. So I think I'm leaning towards cut it and then maybe turn this into some sort of flower, gather it around and make it into some sort of a flower arrangement, and put that somewhere. I don't know, maybe down here, maybe down there, low, up high, don't know. Right, now, buttons. Look, let me just see if you can see properly. Just come in a bit closer. Now, just imagining that when I tried this on, I just was looking in the bathroom. That's about where it needs to be closed up, like that. Yep. So I found this cool button. It's a nice button. And that's taking in the browns and the pinks. Then I've got this one. That's blues and browns and pinks. I think I like that one. Similar. Yeah, you see how you have to sort of really fiddle around to see what you might like, and what really speaks to you. So that's what the creative part is. I feel like that button, or both of these buttons, are so pretty that they deserve to be a feature. So that is the wrong pink, I think. No, I think I like this brown. All right, that's decided. I'm using this somehow. All right, I'll come back to you. I'll do those couple of things. Here goes. You can only cut this once. So I'm going to cut a spare bit of extra here and that way I can turn it back in on itself and tidy it up. So I'll just cut it there. No going back now. I'll need to tidy that up, so I'll do that. And then I've got to, I think there's still some filling inside here. Get that filling out because I need that to be easier to work with. So I'll just do that. Scary stuff. Going to unpick all this. It's not my dog. I don't have a dog anymore. Don't know if I told you that. It's my neighbour's dog. I'm going to keep on doing that. Flatten it out. Give it a good press. And then I'll be able to see what I can do with it. It might end up just being bias binding. We'll see, hey? It's fun. I like this part. It just feels like hard to decide though, but in the end you just got to make a decision, really tap into what feels right And if you hesitate too much, then that's kind of your message. And just accept that decision that you've made and move on. There's no point going, oh, I should have done this. Oh, I wish I had done that. Just make your decision. It's good practice for decision making, actually, in life, because we're challenged with decisions all the time. And sometimes there's choices in life and we don't quite know which way to go, and then we get worried and scared if we make the wrong decision. Well, this is a way of training yourself to be comfortable with your decisions. So, you know, crafting and sewing and being creative with the arts, you don't realise the skills that you're developing. So, a little bit more philosophy for you. You know, sometimes I'll come out with some of that. Anyway, so now I'm just going to press this and then start to fiddle around and see what I can, see what speaks to me. And I'll check back in. Okay, I've ended up with this. It's all been unpicked, sorry. I've left that end piece and flattened and ironed or pressed. So I've got a piece of fabric basically. There we go. Now I have a book on 20 flowers, fabric flowers to make. So I'm going to muck about and see what I might be interested in here. So it's quite a good book. There's a wrist flower. There's those little flowers with covered buttons, which you see sometimes, and that's how to do it. Then there's these frilly type ones, vintage flower, embroidered daisy, so that's felt. That's quite nice too. Simple. That's a button flower. I've done those before. A lot of these I've done elsewhere. That's like a feather frayed silk type of flower. That's quite nice. You could take advantage of a nice button. That could be cool as well. Then that's that wrist one. That's for around your cuff. I don't know who would wear that. Don't mind that one. That one's cool with all the edges, but that's out of felt with hand stitching. That's felt. This is made out of net. It's quite nice too. So really, it's for ideas. There's a ribbon rose. That is nice. I wonder if I could do that with this fabric. Might be a bit complicated. It needs to have really delicate fabric that I've made before. That's a pom-pom flower. I use that a lot. I've kept that. It's kind of like a brooch. So yeah, that I don't think I'd make that. Made that before as well. That's quite an easy one. So that one's pretty, but I've got the wrong fabrics for all of that. That's ribbon. This is velvet, that one. Pink flower. Oh yeah, that's ribbon by the looks, with a nice button. Buttonhole flower. Quite cool as well. So I might just fiddle around and see how I go with this. That's organza. That is very pretty, very delicate. Yeah. Or I'll just fiddle around and see how I go. Whoops, sorry. I'll just fiddle around, see how I go with it. See what I can come up with. Well, I've made that brooch. Oh, I feel like it looks like a spider. I'll show you. Don't you think? Not really happy with it. But anyway, I'm still playing. I like the button in the middle though. I like that look. And that piece of fabric I've got here, that's the opposite side of the fabric, which gives it a nice contrast. So I also found this is a bit of organza ribbon. So I might use that to tone it down a little bit, because I think this is a bit much. Don't you think? Feels like there's a spider. Yuck. So back to the drawing board. I'll see if I can gather this around and make it into a little posy, a little flower type of thing, and then put the button in the middle. See, that looks better straight away, doesn't it? It's sort of, compared to that, it's a bit, all right, I'll work on that one, hey? Here we go. I've got a thread hand sewn all the way along. There's some bigger stitches than others. And now I'm just going to pull that to see what happens and see if I can get a little flower, simulated type of flower. Where are we? Here we go. Try that. How does that look? It's quite nice. Oh, looks nice with the solid pink, doesn't it? I might find a solid pink button. Maybe that button's too busy. All right. So that's what I think I'll do. I'll over sew this so that it stays in place. I think I'll try and find a pink button. Righto. Let's see how we get on with that. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. I like how the dark opposite side of the fabric is picking up the darker shades a bit more, focusing on that, and the plain pink is working well. I've just got to figure out, do I permanently place it on there, or do I put it on a safety pin? It's a pin type of thing, so that I can move it around. Look, it's not exactly in the center of this circle, so whether I worry about that or not, I'm not sure, but I like it. What I'm not sure about is, see this solid pink that's coming through here? That's part of the circle, but it seems to be throwing out the balance. All right, well, I think I'll give that a bit of a trim, not too much. I'll just be careful because I want the extra of the brown coming out of there. Maybe 2 or 3 feathers. I'm not sure yet. I might just still have a couple of feather sort of pieces of that fabric to hang off it. It's better than that spider. So right, I'll just put some sort of a pin on there and see how that goes. So this is the inside of the tie that I removed. And it's that, I can't remember. I'm waiting for someone to let me know what that's called. It's quite firm and strong Hessian type stuff, and I know they use it on men's suits. So I've used some of that to put on the back of this brooch, and I've glued that on, cut it out pretty roughly, glued it on with some fabric glue, and then I've stitched this clasp to it, so now it's a brooch. So I will just place that onto the vest and see how it looks. I found one of these in amongst all my jewellery making. Back in the day I used to make earrings out of beads, so I found a couple of these, and I've got all these other trinkets in this amazing little tin. Don't you just love tins? And I found this pretty feather, like that would have looked nice, but I'm not doing that. Not changing my mind. I'm decided now what I'm doing. I've got some other cute little things. And must remember to refer to this little tin, because I've got some cute little things in here, like little diamantes, how do you say that? I'd need a bit of special glue for that because it's fallen off something. So I've just thrown it in here so that I can use it at some point. So I will put this on the back of that. It's a sew-on one, which is awesome, and then you just clip it on just like a normal brooch. I'm just a bit worried that it needs to be a bit firmer, so I might need to put it on a bit of cardboard or something. I might be able to see if I can find a bit of felt, but yeah, it's a bit time consuming, but I think it's going to be worth it. I am fussing around with these buttons and the loops So I think I've got the top one right. I've taken it off a couple of times, the loop I mean. And now I'm just about to sew the second one. It does need a second one, I think. But I've just got to be careful it doesn't start gaping up here. And if it does, then I just need to move the loops a bit lower. Anyway, so I've got 2 pink buttons. If they show, it's fine. If they don't, it doesn't matter. That seems to sit okay like that. That's sitting fine, but we'll see what it's like on the body. And I come up with an idea. See what you think. I had some fabric left over of the tie, so I've made it into a big bow at the back. I've still got it pinned, and I reckon I'll sew that on because I love that look. I think it looks cool. Plus it hides just the gap here where it meets. So I'm just going to stitch across there and across there. I've got the brown thread still in my machine, so I'm going to do that. And you know what? Then we're nearly finished. We are done. I'll just go in a little bit closer so you can see the details. I'm just loving that flower, the brooch. Love the pink buttons. Very, very happy with the tie. I'll just turn it around and show you how the back looks. And I've sewn that bow on. It looks rough and ready, and I love that look. It's really nice. I'm very happy with it. Yeah. So what do you think? I'm going to do the reveal now and do a twirl. Well, here we are. I've got it on just with a white rib top, which I got from the upcycle shop or recycle shop. And I am loving myself sick in this. It's awesome, especially with the plain, and I've got double denim going on. I've got my really long skirt from last year on, and check out the bow. How cute. Love it. It's just a little design feature of mine. I'm really happy. You can tell. So what do you think? It's been a process, but it's really worth it. I miss the pockets. What I'll do is I'll live with it. I'll bond with it and see if there's anything I can do about some pockets. But I think it might make it too much if I have pockets there. I like the look of this. I like the look of the curve at the back. And I'm really happy with it. Awesome. I wonder, have you been sewing along? Have you enjoyed the process? It is such an exciting thing to do. It's so much fun. And I've had so much fun playing around with you guys, being creative, trying out different things, seeing what works, what doesn't work. And in the end, I really trusted my instinct, if you like, and gone with what I liked and then built on that. And I think I'm going to wear this a lot. I'm really happy with it. So thanks very much for joining me, and thanks for sticking to the end, to the big reveal. Please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that, and come back for more. And I will see you next time. Until I do, happy sewing and happy creating and happy upcycling. So take good care of yourselves. See you then. See you next time. Bye.